Battletech is based on this board game, and just like when Z played it, the idea is to destroy opponents and capture land. The SNES game, Mech Warrior, is also based on Battletech. Now for this week's news and previews.
Another massive scoop for Bad Influence. This is the first televised look outside Japan at the brand new Sonic CD. This amazing disc features 7 mouth-watering levels, using some fantastic scrolling and rotational effects, plus a sneak snip of a Sonic pinball sub-level.
Those heroes in a half-shell are back in a beat-em-up game of their own called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles Tournament Fighters. Leonardo and the gang are all available for the beat-em-up action, as well as 6 baddies like Shredder and a mutant shark called Armagon.
The latest pocket-sized strap-on for your Game Boy is this, the humongous Booster Boy. This massive plastic case completely surrounds your Game Boy. It's got stereo speakers, larger buttons and an amplifier. There are drawers and little compartments on the side here for headphones and carts. There's a magnifier, there's a light, even a robust little mini joystick. You can prolong the life of your Game Boy with the extra backup battery compartments in the bottom, and there's a mains adapter as well. Whew.
Are your trainers looking dull and lifeless? Have they got that just got them from the shop look? Well, take it from me, you are seriously uncool, and you need help from the Trainer Care Lab. Here at the Trainer Care Lab, we use the very latest technology to coolify shoe wear. Right, fellas, while they're fermenting, here's a really cool tip for cool spot on the Mega Drive. Simply pause the game anywhere, like so, and type in ABC, BAC, ABC, BAC, and you'll be whisked straight to the end of the level, like so. Right, I think I better check my trainers. A few more hours, I think, yes.
Whoa, you can smell it from here. Time to find out how the world Scrabble champion is getting on against the Amiga. So, who's winning?
Well, I'm just ahead at the moment, 323 to 303, and it's my go. But I've got pretty bad letters on my rack at the moment, so it's anyone's game.
So how do you find this computer version of Scrabble?
It's very tough. I'm playing on the highest level. There's 12 different levels, and half wishing I'd played on a lower level. But...
Right, I'll let you get on with it now then.
Thanks very much.
Andy?
It's not just Scrabble that's enjoying the digital treatment. Lots of other family favourites are enjoying a new lease of life as toy companies convert their bestsellers to video format, coincidentally just in time for Christmas. This is Monopoly on the PC. Now, at first glance, it may look about as useful as a chocolate fire guide, but think about it. There are advantages to binning the cardboard in favour of the computer. There are... Well, for example, you don't have to argue with the computer about who gets to be the top hat, do you? Anyway, you can play against up to 7 other computerised characters. They've all got their own quirky little personality traits. Some of them are quite bright and some of them are quite thick. And you can save the game so that you don't have to pack up the board like you do normally. And well, that's it, really.
This is Mahjong. In this particular version of the game, the basic idea is to get rid of all the tiles by matching them up, like that's the pair. Before each game, you have to sort out the tiles and lay them out in different ways. There are loads of different ways to do this, and it takes ages. That is not a problem, however, on the SNES version of the game, which is called Shanghai 2. This is a basic pattern. Now, I'm just getting rid of the tiles by exactly the same principle. I'm finding a tile which has got 2 bare edges next to each other, clicking them on them with the joypad, and they're disappearing. And then I think I'm going to be stuck for a bit.
Even old favourites like battleships have been given the full treatment. In this, the CDI version of battleships, they've tried to spice it up a little bit by putting actual sea warfare footage in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, which depicts what's going on, whether it's a hit or a miss, or whether the ship's sunk and so on. Hits are red, misses are white. If you sink all his ships before he sinks all yours, you've won, or vice versa. And apart from that, it's just like the game I played at school.
Check. And of course, there's chess, which was the first board game ever to get computerised. It's only recently that the software has begun to appeal to anyone who's less than a grandmaster. This is Battle Chess 4000. The board is a battlefield with 32 digitised clay models acting as the pieces. Pawns trade blows with castles, and queens bash bishops to bits.
And this is the manic National Lampoon chess. The crazy characters have been brought to life from digitised footage of real actors. They have raging animated battles and are pestered by the Grandmaster, who sends down all manner of weird creatures to plague them. It's more interesting than watching Short and Kasparov. But for all the technical jiggery-pokery of the computer games, for me, there's nothing better than actually arguing with Violet about whether she owes me money for the rent on Piccadilly. You do!
I do not! I don't! And now for some more games reviews. Alfred Chicken on the Amiga sees our plucky hero on the trail of the Mecha Chickens, who's stolen all the eggs and also Alfred's girlfriend. Here's Lisa to unscramble the mess.
When you first begin to play this game, it's difficult to control Alfred and to understand the game. But after a while of playing, you begin to master the manoeuvres. This is level 3, wood. You can tell from the pieces of wood about nails and bits of leaves. I'm now going through a secret entrance into a room where there's a flower. Now if I collect this telephone, she will give me a special weapon, which is in shape of jam. I can now fire and collect these objects for points. This game is worse than any other platform game I've played. It's very difficult to manoeuvre.
This seems like a very basic game compared to some Amiga releases. It might appeal to younger players, but it didn't appeal to me.
I really hate this game. The gameplay is really basic.
And the scores for Alfred Chicken: the girls gave it a paltry 2 out of 5, and the boys gave it a foul 2 out of 5.
Gunstar Heroes on the Mega Drive is a fierce 1- or 2-player shoot-'em-up. The story goes that an evil villain has stolen 4 magical crystals and intends to take over the world. Here's the gun-toting Lee to the rescue.
This is one of the best ever games for the Mega Drive. It's very fast and you don't know what's going to happen next. This is 7 Force. He's the end-level boss on level 2. Once you have defeated him, he transforms into another boss, which you have to keep defeating. At the beginning of the game, you can choose from any of 4 different weapons. You can also collect other weapons through the game, so you have 2, and they can be combined. You don't have to repeatedly keep pressing the fire button, you just have to hold it down. This is a definite game to buy, especially if you enjoy action games, and there's the added bonus of having 2 players.
I like this game, it's really good. The graphics are good as well, but it is confusing when there is 2 of you on the screen.
This is a very good game. If you like shooting games, it's a very good buy. It's a lot better than average.
And the scores for Gunstar Heroes: the girls got an excellent score of 4 out of 5, and the boys agreed. 4 out of 5 from them.
No, not quite ready yet. A lot of people ask me how the head caption system works. Well, basically, I've had all my hair surgically removed and replaced with a very special material I invented called Rudro. At a distance, it looks like real hair, but close up, you can probably see it's made up of hundreds of tiny insects who grab the lovingly prepared captions in their pincers. I'll demonstrate with this cheat for Parodius on the SNES. Well done, tiny friends. Pause the game anywhere and type it in. BBXXAYAY up, then left, and you'll get maximum power. Hey! Okay, tiny friends, you can let go now. I said you can let go. Let go, I said.
Thankfully, Rudro is not available in the shops. If you want to read the data blast, set your video recorder now. Last week's competition was to win a Neo Geo and a game, and of course a Bad Influence t-shirt. The question was, from which film is this the last scene? The answer is Die Hard 2, and the lucky winner is Amanda Jane Bradbury from Linton Swaddlingcote in Derbyshire. Well done.
Where? This week's competition prize is a CD32 with software. Oh, and of course, the Bad Influence t-shirts. And the competition question is very simple. What's the more common name for the chess piece known as a rook? If you think you know, give us a call on 0891 700 100. Calls should cost you no more than 25p, but get permission from whoever pays the phone bill before you call. Lines will stay open until midnight on Monday. Best of luck.
Just before we go, the question that's on everyone's lips. Who is better, the world Scrabble champion or the Amiga? Who's won? Who's won?
The Amiga is officially won by 6 points, but it was quite ironically at the end. I actually pressed across rather than down on my last move.
So you lost because it was the computer?
I won if I'd been playing on a board, but I lost because I pressed the wrong digit into the computer.
At any rate, it would have been very close.
It was very close. It's a great player.
What was your best word?
My best word was Equinia, and its best word was vortexes, which was very nice, using the X.
Well, thanks for playing it for us.
Pleasure.
It just goes to show that a computer can almost be beaten.
And finally, just before we go, tomorrow sees the launch of the game everybody's been waiting for, Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the SNES. At last, you get to control the bosses. The word is it's really good. A full review next week. Watch this space.
Goodbye, farewell, adieu, au
Bye-bye.
revoir, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci.